1977 Logan here again. I'm back to start this first video in my series on how I'm going to try to eliminate nitrates from my reef tank. But before I do that, I'd like to say thank God it's election day, because we can finally get this mess over with and see who's going to lead our country for the next term. But I don't know about making America great again. I think it's already pretty great, but I definitely would like to make my reef tank great again. And as far as I'm concerned, the nitrates in my reef tank are a pretty important issue right now that I need to deal with. So the first thing I want to do is decide, am I putting nitrates into the tank? So I'm going to test that by testing a freshly mixed batch of salt water, make sure that my RODI is not putting anything into my tank that direction. And then I think I'm going to test the exit from my biopellet reactor, because I'm not really sure if it should be zero nitrates coming out of there. If it'll show nitrates, I'm not really sure what it's supposed to do. I haven't looked that information up or looked that up, but I'm gonna test that also. But the first thing I'm gonna do is test my tank and show you all what nitrates I have right now. I do want to say thanks to everybody who commented on my last video with all kinds of suggestions. Awesome. I mean, keep commenting. I'm welcome to all suggestions. I do think biopellets work, and I would like to try to make them work for me. And if they don't, then sugar dosing or vinegar dosing is an option also. But so let's go ahead and start by testing the tank, and I'll show you what my nitrate levels are there. All right, guys. So I've got the test completed. I'm waiting for the 5 minutes for the color to develop, and we'll see exactly what my display tank says it has for nitrates. But while we're doing this, I want to take a look at my biopellet reactor and the flow that the flow that I've got going in there. Maybe that's a problem. I'm not sure. So let's take a look at that. All right, guys. So this is the flow which I'm tumbling my biopellets. I found that this is kind of almost, I would say, as slow as I can really get it to go, because if you look, there's a little bit of a spot right here that the pellets are actually moving really, really slow, almost really coming to a standstill, and then they get shuffled into the mix and go back up again. So I've fooled with it a lot. I've messed with it a lot. This is really about as slow as I could get it, and I don't know if that's an issue, if this is too much tumbling action going on here, but I'm afraid to go any slower. I'm afraid that I'll get some pellets here that don't move at all, and I'll end up with hydrogen sulfide. But I may mess with it a little bit more and see if I can get it a little bit better. The ones here that are tossed up in the air, they seem to be the ones that wanted to float in the beginning, and they still half kind of want to float. But anyway, this is the flow I've got through there. So if anybody has any suggestions or sees anything, then maybe I can work on that a little bit more. I mean, I can slow it down, like I said, but it just builds up a little bit of a dead spot right here, which if I can zoom in right there and you can see. If you see now, I have kind of a dead spot there, but they eventually get moved around and get moved back up into the column again. You can see if it's a dead spot, but yet they'll get pushed around and end up back up in the air again. Alright, so let's wait for the 5 minutes and then check out the nitrate reading. Alright, guys, so I'm back. It's been 5 minutes, and amazingly enough, I'm actually pretty surprised with the results here. It looks to me like I want to call that somewhere between 5 and 10. I mean, that's the one thing I don't like about these tests, is it's just such an open to interpretation of the eye. But I'm going to call that somewhere between 5 and 10, and actually that's as good of a nitrate reading as I've had since I've started this tank back up here at this house, at the new house here. So I did use I believe it's Seachem's seed bacteria to inoculate my biopellets Actually, my reactor got shut off by one of the grandkids, and it filled up with hydrogen sulfide gas. I actually had to take it offline to dump out the pellets and restart the reactor. And so I inoculated it with C-chems. I believe it's seed is what it was called. And maybe it's actually working, but just to be sure, I'm going to go ahead and I still want to test a freshly made batch of salt water. And also I want to check the water coming out of the biopellet reactor and see if what it measures, because like I said, I'm not really sure what it's supposed to measure, but I want to see what it measures, and then we'll make a decision on where to go after that. Alright guys, so here's the results of test number 2. This is the freshly made salt water that I'm mixing, and these results are exactly what I thought they would be, or hoped they would be anyway, but you can see it's 0 on this test. I could probably get the Red Sea test out and test at a lower level, but I'm pretty confident that I'm not getting anything from there. So that leads me on to the next test, which would be to test the water coming out of the biopellet reactor, just to see what it is. I would hope, I guess in my theory or in my thinking, it might be 0, or somewhere closer to 0 than what my display tank showed. But I guess I'll have to test that to be able to say for sure. So I'll get right back with you. Alright guys, so this is the results of the test from the exit side of my biopellet reactor. And I think it's pretty much exactly what I seen out of the display tank. It's right around the, I don't know, I'm going to say right around the 10 mark. 10 part per million mark. I think it's pretty much close on. I was hoping to see it lower. I was hoping that I would see zero nitrates leaving there, but I'm not sure if that's exactly how it's supposed to work or not. I'm going to do a little research on that tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video, but the actions that I've taken for today, based on the test results, are I slowed the water that's actually going through the pellet reactor and back to the tank. I slowed that down, so it's going to spend more time in the reactor with the pellets, and I'm not sure that's the correct action to take either. I'm just going by what I think would be the right thing to do. So if any of you guys that are experienced with biopellets have a better suggestion, I'd be greatly appreciated to hear it. But actually, like I said, this is as low as my nitrates have been for quite some time. I would sure like to get them down to below 5, where I could test them with my Red Sea test kit, and I'd like to be able to maintain them there. So I'm going to stop this video for now, and I'll do a little thinking on what my next approach is. And I do have a review coming up of some copepods and stuff that I bought from Algae Barn. So thanks for watching, and please comment, rate, subscribe. All suggestions are welcome, and I'll see you later.